Well, a new lawsuit claims J.P. Morgan Chase essentially caused the death of a Texas minister and then evicted his widow from their home. According to that widow, a banker at Chase told the couple to skip a mortgage payment to qualify for a refinancing program. The widow claims when they did, Chase told them they did not qualify, bombarded them with letters, and stressed her husband out so much that he had a heart attack. The widow also claims J.P. Morgan Chase evicted her from the home just days after her husband's death. Chase has now released a statement saying, quote, "There are serious factual inaccuracies in the filing, but we are not going to comment because it is ongoing litigation. We have not completed any foreclosure on the property. We work with homeowners across the country to help them avoid foreclosure whenever possible." Let's get back to our legal panel now. Former prosecutor Jeffrey Gold and criminal defense attorney Nicole DeBoard. And Jeffrey, here they're saying, look, Chase stressed him out, caused his death. Does it fly?
Well, I don't think the death is going to fly. I think that this personal injury lawyer has a client who's a dead minister, probably lived a good life, was married to his wife for 56 years, paid his mortgage until Chase decided to send him a letter that he ought to refinance. Now, where the problem for Chase comes in is this fella over at the bank itself who said to him, you ought to skip one of your payments. That's a bit of a problem. I don't think that the bank could foresee that anybody would die because of that, so I don't think that's going to go. But the fact that they foreclosed, they got put out of the house, I think they're going to settle this case one day for money. It's not going to be about the death of the minister, although that makes news. It's going to be for whatever else they did that put them out of their house inappropriately.
Because, wow, what a legal precedent, right, Nicole? I mean, you know, you don't send any letters that might stress out people who aren't paying their bills, because if you do and they die, man, are you in big trouble?
Well, I think that's certainly the point, and I think that the death claim is going to be a difficult one to make. However, it's a very interesting time for the bank to be sued by people who are in these foreclosure type positions, especially when the bank is giving advice to the person paying the mortgage who, if this is true in this case, has paid their mortgage dutifully for 22 years. Jurors who ultimately decide these kinds of things aren't going to like a big bank in that circumstance. And there may be, well, quite a bit of risk there that they might not have otherwise had, say, 10 years ago in a lawsuit of this nature. They very well might be looking at some serious settlement issues.
Oh, yeah,
they could, but just to defend Chaser real quick, if I can, Jeffrey, because, you know, you talked about that loan here, and really, I mean, if you look at the letter of the law, to qualify for a loan modification, which they were talking about, you have to skip payments. I mean, the banks will all tell you, look, we can't even consider you for a loan modification unless you stop paying. So that's the advice, not, hey, if you stop paying, we'll give you this. They're saying if you stop paying, you can qualify for this. So there's a very fine line here.
Right, but that's where the fraud comes in, and I really do think it all relates to what happened with that individual from Chase, you know, at the bank itself that told them to skip a payment. I don't think Chase soliciting them to refinance means anything, or actually what happened at the end in terms of the refinance. But that fella who told them to skip a payment on purpose so they could qualify for the refinancing, government money, etc., that's why Chase is going to settle. If that turns out to be true in depositions, they'll settle.
Maybe. Jeffrey Gold, Nicole DeBoard, good to have you both today. Happy weekend to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Likewise. Thank you.